Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul. How you feeling? Welcome to OYE Escapes.
We're on the outside.
We are outside, as the young folks call it.
It feels good. It's good to be outside of the confined space in the studio to be able to get some fresh air. Just being under the morning sky, it's beautiful. It creates a whole new energy to the morning show.
Absolutely. And this is something that we will be enjoying for a few more weeks. As we mentioned yesterday, we are currently on what we are calling OYE Escapes, where we take our studio outside to different locations and, of course, give you guys, our viewers, that experience of places you can be as well. Yeah. And this morning, we are here at the Fort George Hotel and Spa, just outside the Inn Spa. Yeah. And of course, this is just one of the amenities that are available here at the resort. Yeah. So for persons who are interested, they can definitely stop by.
It's a beautiful location. It's my first time here just at the spa, and just walking in, I felt a nice sense of relaxation.
It's lovely.
It's lovely, and I would certainly recommend coming here if you want to have some downtime. This definitely is a good place to be.
Great. Well, Paul, I have to mention, this morning I left really early and I was headed to work, and I had quite a unique sighting, one that I found out a lot of people apparently have not seen on a regular day going to work.
Was that?
I spotted a tapir.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bigfoot.
No. But so I was passing through Ladyville, heading to Belize City, and I'm not sure if people are familiar with that stretch called Manatee Lookout. It's just approaching what would be one of the checkpoints where a bump is, and there was just a tapir just casually strolling, going into a property. Wow. And what was amazing was the fact that it was so close to the actual road, the actual highway. So this is something that I found out later that a lot of Belizeans have never witnessed.
That
just a wild tapir.
True.
We'd normally see them at the zoo, but this isn't the first time I've spotted a wild tapir as well. I remember going on the Western Highway out of Boroboom and seeing one at the very middle of the road, the very middle of the highway, and we captured a photo of it. But I wanted to ask you, have you ever seen a wild tapir?
Well, I'm a bit jealous of you, but I understand you live in their habitat in the same way people in Belama live in crocodile habitat.
Yes.
You live in tapir habitat, and so you are not the first person from that side, rural Belize, that district, that I've heard have had some sort of tapir sightings. In fact, I've seen a couple from Ladyville.
Yes.
Videos from Ladyville also seeing it. So perhaps it's the same one, it's a part of the same family. But for me, I've never seen a tapir in the wild except for
the
zoo or videos. And so I'm not sure how to feel about it.
You can feel jealous. It's okay.
No, in terms of what sort of emotion it would evoke to actually see one in the wild.
That's the thing. The minute we spotted it this morning, we instantly said, "Oh my God, there's a tapir there!" And we just had to pause. Thankfully, there was no vehicles on the road, and we immediately reversed because there's something so serene and calm about a tapir just being there in the open, nothing else around it. Of course, this is in the very early morning, so it's generally quiet too. There's not a lot of people around. There's not very much cars either. So we immediately stood there in place, and we reversed a bit, and I pulled out my phone and I recorded it, and I'm sure you're able to see just a little bit of what I saw, and really the footage does it no justice, because I felt like I could see it better with my naked eye than what my phone was able to capture, even with zoom. But this little guy was just roaming on a property, on an empty property, and walking so peacefully. There was nothing there. He was eating, and he was just enjoying his morning.
What I appreciate about that, Sabrina, in your reaction, it tells me that as Belizeans, we still have a great level of respect.
Absolutely.
And a degree of admiration for our national animal.
Yes.
And it's the fact that a lot of people don't get to see it often. So
I agree.
The moment we see a tapir is like when somebody goes on a safari tour and sees a lion or a pride of
I think so.
lions.
I think it could be compared to that experience because, as we mentioned, or as you mentioned, Paul, this isn't something that you would experience often, especially in a busier area. I mean, we've looked at Ladyville as one of the more busier areas these days.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not sure where he was headed because the part of Ladyville that he was spotted was pretty busy. It's around the junction to go into the airport.
Yep.
So that's a heavily trafficked area.
It's the same area where I saw videos of a previous sighting a couple months back.
Really? Maybe it's him.
Perhaps it's him. That's his area.
Maybe it's him.
Anyways, this is a good point to stick a pin there and say, let's continue to respect these animals. Let's continue to respect their habitat. Coexistence is important. And when we see these things, we should take time to just really admire them as they walk by and grace us with their presence. And then move on and leave them be. Not take out your slingshot next time, Sabrina, or anything like that.
I didn't bring it. No,
your phone is good enough to shoot.
My phone was enough. I wanted to share that experience with you guys. Let me know in the comments, have you ever spotted a tapir out in the open? I know a lot of us have seen it at the zoo, but let me know if you have actually spotted it out in the wild. If so, tell us the experience in the comment section. If you're even able to drop a picture, let me know as well.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Moving now into other trending topics, and this is one we've been talking about for quite some time in the newscast as well as online. It's the situation with the energy crisis, Paul. Of course, everyone, I think, across the country is experiencing the effects of load shedding from the Belize Electricity Limited. Of course, this is because we are not able to here in country supply the amount of energy that we need. So that is the reason why the load shedding is taking place. But we know that the Prime Minister has had a visit with the President of Mexico. And the obvious question is, you talk about the energy crisis, you know? So that was something that we shared in our newscast last night.
You know, the word load shedding evokes nightmares at this point in time for a lot of people. When they hear load shedding right now, the first thing people think is my area on the list.
Absolutely.
Is it my turn to sleep tonight or to try
to fall asleep
without a fan or without an AC for those who can afford it? Or in the afternoon, is it my turn to endure the sweltering heat of the day because the sun has been hot? And then if you're in the 6 to 9, is it my turn to go home and not have any electricity, so we have to have candlelight dinner? So all of this, you have to understand that there's a level of frustration coming from Belizeans, and it's well understood why. Now, something interesting happened in Belmopan last night, because Belmopan, from my understanding, got the load shedding, their load shedding scheduled from 6 to 9. Or some people that say blackout gone day, right? From 6 to 9. Apart from the fact that it seemed as if the power returned at 9 on the dot, which I saw a lot of people comment in Belmopan commending the BEL4, it seems as if people were reflecting on how this blackout brought them and their neighbors closer, brought them and their family members closer, how they heard children playing in the yard by whatever means they could see, or I don't know if it was in the darkness.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of these
because
posts,
you're trying to be where it's cooler.
and a lot of these comments of people on their porch, things people were saying and are saying that you don't get to see often. And the reflection was, I wonder if there's some good that can come out of this.
What's the bright side of it?
The bright side of it, if there is a realization here that there are some fundamental things as a community that we need to get back to, that we've been pulled away from by all that energy has brought to us by way of advancement, whether your phone, whether your devices, whether your television, stuff like that. And I appreciated that moment. And to think that it comes from Belmopan, considered the most boring little city in the region. And perhaps that's why they would appreciate something like that more, because they find joy in boredom. And that's no knocking to my Belmopan people.
He can say it. He's from
but,
Belmopan.
Yes. But, so yes, I appreciated that fact. But apart from that, the Prime Minister did meet with the President of Mexico. He noted that this was an unplanned meeting. He had only scheduled to have a phone call because he was in Mexico on a private trip with his wife. I think they were some a medical visit to Mexico. But he did get to meet the President of Mexico. And several things were discussed, and I'll only list a few of them. The first, well, when we asked Prime Minister about his meeting yesterday, he started and made mention of the fact that outside of his discussion with the President of Mexico, there's the Saudi $70 million loan that has been in discussions for some time. And this is to establish a 60 megawatt solar plant. Now, I like the fact that these conversations that have been ongoing for the past couple of weeks is helping to open up the minds of Belizeans in terms of these terms, megawatts, how much the country needs, how much is sufficient to supply us versus how much is insufficient. So understanding this project and 60 megawatts, we're saying, wow, 60 megawatts is a lot given what we're generating at this point in country.
And what we're also purchasing.
And what we're also purchasing and what we need. So he made mention of that. He said that by July to August of next year, 20 megawatts of that 60 should be online or should be commissioned. So that's one thing. He also spoke about battery banks to store energy from CFE that we would buy on the cheap. So between midnight and in the morning, when power consumption is low, the price of power from energy from CFE goes down. And so that's one other thing he spoke about investing in. And that comes by way of the Millennium Challenge, a $100 million grant to Belize. And then there's a request for proposals. Anyways, that being said, he announced that they're actually meeting in Cancun this weekend. The president himself and representatives of CFE to discuss. This is huge. To discuss how is it that they could deal with this energy crisis in Belize and find a way forward. Because believe it, whether we accept it or not, CFE is a huge part of our energy ecosystem, and we're heavily reliant on them. And so having that discussion, hopefully by next week, we could find a way to kind of bring an end to all these rolling blackouts and these power shedding or load shedding situation, while BEL itself seeks to resolve its own issues and bring more power supply to the nation. So those are some of the updates. A lot of it are medium-term solutions, a lot of it are long-term solutions, and in the short term right now, we have a meeting with CFE on Saturday. But apart from that, as I understand it, this load shedding will continue and these blackouts will continue for a couple days.
So we did get an interview from him yesterday where he explained a bit further on that, and I'm sure we're able to provide that to you guys momentarily. But I know that that was just one of the conversations that was had, Paul. And I think I saw in another interview last night that I think a media house shared that he mentioned, hey, look, I'm here struggling too. I don't have a generator as well. So that was interesting. But I'm not sure if we're able to pop up that interview now. And if so, then we're going to play that really quickly.
We just set up the RFP process. The RFP process is the RFP procurement process now. With that now in place, it has been accepted by the PUC, by BEL, and also by the MCC, the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The Millennium Challenge Corporation, remember, they're giving us a grant of $125 million. And of that, 20% of that $125 million will be invested in energy, in improving the technology, improving the grid. And a part of that is we're going to use a part of that money to help us to finance the battery storage bank that we're working on. Now that RFP process has been now approved by the cabinet. Now that is in place, now anybody that has a good business plan, that can show that they have access to the technology and that can show access they have access to the funding. They can come in and put their bid to be able to produce energy for the plant. But what has happened over the years, you have a lot of people that come and say, okay, I want to provide X amount of energy, give me a contract. You give them a contract, then with that they could go, anyone of you could get a contract. You get a contract, you go to the bank is going to lend you money because it is sure money. We don't want people that are going to speculate. With the president, what I can say at this moment is that we had a successful meeting. I think we had about a 2-hour meeting. And what he is doing for Belize is that he will be in Cancun on Saturday. And the head of the CFE will be in Cancun because every 2 weeks he comes, the president, to take a first-hand look at the work with Tren Maya. And so he'll be here on Friday and Saturday, 5 o'clock. He'll be arriving in Cancun and having a meeting with all the ski technical people. He'll be arranging a meeting with me, and I've already invited BL to join me to meet with the people from CFE to see what we can do to be able to cut out the rollouts or the blackouts.
All right, that was an official comment from the Prime Minister. As we mentioned, that was an interview that was conducted with him yesterday. But aside from that, another topic that was also addressed was the elephant in the room that we're still discussing, and that's the situation over in Mexico. So he was able to cover all the bases, seemingly, Paul. Of course, we spoke about the energy crisis, but we also spoke about the Belizeans' concern about their safety, their border security safety in Mexico. As we mentioned, this has been something we've been talking about in the newscast, as well as on the morning show, about the situation in Mexico as it relates to cartel and gang feuds. Now, as I understand, there was an advisory from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs shared with Belizeans saying, take caution when traveling to Mexico. That has since been lifted, however, and we did get an official comment from the Prime Minister as well on that.
I don't think we need to get too excited. Concerned, of course we have to be concerned. But when I spoke to the president, he said what he has done, he has immediately sent in help from the federal police that have come in and that everything have been settled down, and he expects to be able to keep pressing on them to ensure that Chetumal can once again be looked at as a peaceful city. All of us love to go to Chetumal. All of us want to go, watch a movie, some probably to the shop or whatever it is, and we look forward to that. But at the same time, when I spoke to him, that what we have done, we have made, the cabinet has made decisions to make it easier for Mexicans to visit Belize. So at the border pass, we're going to be providing the border pass for them for free. We're going to remove the border tax that they charge. We're going to allow them to use their insurance, their vehicle insurance from Mexico to be able to come into Belize. All of this to be able to increase more tourism, Mexican tourism into Belize. So we had a very fruitful meeting.
And the travel alert that was issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
Unfortunately, it has been removed. I think we reacted too quickly, too hastily. We should not have done that at that time. But what we did is that when it was brought to attention, they brought it down immediately.
All right, as we mentioned, that was the comment from the Prime Minister. I question, though, Paul, his comment about saying that we were perhaps a little bit too hasty. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
So the Prime Minister is essentially saying there's no need to get too excited about what's happening in southern Mexico with the cartels. Kind of trying to build confidence and a sense of security among Belizeans, saying that we've been tackling this issue for some time. And to an extent, it's the truth. We've had cartel elements operating in Belize. We've seen the narco planes landing. We've seen the seizure of drugs. This is nothing new to our environment. The shock is that Chetumal is considered a relatively safe city for Belizeans to travel, and we flock over there by the hundreds, thousands on an annual basis. And so, because that is perhaps their domain in terms of Mexico, there is a sense of insecurity. But when I went over there and I made the visit a couple weeks back, I kind of felt safe in that, and I got to understand that the challenge, the security challenge, more poses itself at night when you go in areas you're not supposed to be and do things you're not supposed to do. But more so, it's a security issue if you are involved in these types of illicit activities, and if you are in bed with the cartels per se, or if you're in business with them. And so I agree with the Prime Minister to an extent that there's no need for a great deal of alarm when it comes to the situation, because we have been dealing with it for some time. It's just new to this area per se, but in Belize we've had the elements. Now,
is it because, Paul, we are noticing how close it is to us now? For instance, a lot of the murders that took place recently was very close to us by way of Chetumal, and I think that was one of the reasons why a lot of Belizeans had concerns. Not only that, you would know, Paul, that we do have a lot of Belizean car dealers that use Mexico as transit to the United States.
They're just an example, not to cut you short, but an example of Belizeans that have been dealing with this for years, because these sort of activities have been concentrated in central and northern Mexico.
Right.
Routes that these car dealers have been passing through for years, and so far I don't see this threat in Chetumal stopping their business or stopping their activities. Now, I don't feel that, or I don't believe we were hasty in issuing an advisory. I honestly don't think we were hasty in issuing that advisory, because it's our duty and our responsibility as a government, as a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to alert Belizeans that we are aware that there are these reports. We are aware that there is a fact that 200 military army personnel have been deployed to Chetumal. All of this is a fact.
Yes.
And as a result, we are telling you, take the necessary precautions when traveling. Now, I feel like the government or some personnel within the government were totally pressured or felt pressured by the business community in Chetumal after they held their press conference over there and said, hey, this is bad for business in Chetumal. This advisory, please lift it. So perhaps it was a gesture of good faith in terms of lifting the advisory, but I don't think that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was hasty in issuing that advisory. I think it was a good thing.
And the Prime Minister also mentioned that they're even going the extra mile of encouraging more Mexicans to travel to Belize, and lifting some of the fees as well. So
just open up the border. I have my own views on that, but clearly I'm not going to share all of my thoughts and opinions on that. I do see how it could benefit tourism and the local economy, and I could see how the Corozal district and the Corozal town could get an economic boost from it. But clearly this needs to be thought out well, and there needs to be a lot of safeguards, because on one end we're talking about elements in Chetumal, and then on another end we're talking about, in theory, swinging the doors wide open for people to come in.
Well, we will be following each one of these developments as they come about, and of course sharing them with you guys in our newscast and the morning show. Moving now into our show lineup, we have a jam-packed show this morning, Paul, on a Thursday morning. Of course, starting things off, we'll be talking about fires across Belize, and if you have been watching for the beginning of the week, I've been talking about fighting my own fires this week.
And then in the second conversation, it's all about the PLB, Premier League of Belize. It's football, and I know there's a lot of PLB fans out there, and we will have folks in from Port Loyola, and they will be in to speak with us about their upcoming game against Verdes FC. Huge
and speaking of game and sports, we'll also be talking about in our third segment, Belize Billiards Sporting League.
That's an interesting league. I like that one. And then our fourth and final conversation, You're still looking for Mother's Day gift ideas? Well, we have Black Canvas in with us, and they will be sharing some of their Mother's Day options by way of some art.
Yes.
Right?
No excuses.
No
We've given you
excuses.
guys so many ideas.
Yeah.
But of course, we got to take our first break, and when we come back, as we mentioned, we'll be talking about fires across Belize. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Ladyville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
This May, things are going to be amazing at Benny's. Find great gifts for moms such as Pyrex Bakeware, Chicago Cutlery Knife Sets, Corningware, Snapware, Corel Dinnerware, and much more at amazing prices. Also check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and other household items. Take advantage of these amazing deals and discounts all May long, only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase increase traffic to your website and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Welcome back. We are having our first conversation this morning, and as we mentioned, we'll be talking about fires and how it is affecting the forests. We have here with us Mr. John Pinello Jr., and he is the Deputy Chief Forest Officer. Also here with us is Raul Chun, and he is a forest officer and with a focus on enforcement of fire management. And also here with us is Selicho, and she is a Senior Environmental Officer. Guys, thank you for joining us, and welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
So we've been talking forests, we've been talking fires, we've been talking environment in general. I think since the heat began and how it has all been affecting our environment really. Where do you guys want us to begin as it relates to the forests and its impact? Perhaps we can touch on the forest fires. We can also touch on the pollution aspect of it, because that's also another conversation that I think we don't talk about enough.
Okay. Well, we from the Forest Department are the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change. Our mandate is partly fire management with the wider scope on wildlife, mangroves, and forests. But for this specific conversation with forest fires, we have the mandate to manage forest fires in protected areas.
Okay.
There's a misconception that we manage fires for agricultural lands and private lands.
So in general, they think that you would manage fires.
Yes, and that is a misconception that we cannot fulfill all of that requirement.
So your duties are specific to
protected
areas. Yes, but we do help when we can, but it's not our mandate to help everybody with fires, because the department does not have the resources, and as you can see, there are fires all over the country right now.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing we want to make sure that we can clarify, because it's not that we don't want to do it, it's just that we don't have the capacity to do that for the entire country.
And I would imagine you get people calling you guys from time to time or asking, where's the forest department?
Oh, everybody
the fire
calls
is burning.
us. And then they think that we are negligent and unresponsive. But that's not the case.
So what do you say then when an individual calls you and says that they're experiencing a massive forest fire around them,
well, the first
knowing
thing
it's not your mandate?
The first thing we ask them is, where is it? Is it in a protected area? If it's in a protected area, then we will probably already know, because there's a software that we use to look at satellite imagery every day to see where fires are. And we will try our very best to go out there and deal with it. Or we have our NGO partners who we partner with to go out and help us. Sometimes they're the only ones that do that. But the first question is, where is the fire? Because if it is in a private agricultural land, the agriculture department has a mandate to deal with agricultural fires, and we with protected areas. So that's the difference. But everybody thinks that it's the forest department that deals with fires. In urban settings, it's the fire department that deals with fires. If they're along the road fires that are going to affect property, then the fire department would react to that.
So let me ask you a question. You speak about fire management. What is fire management, and how is it different from the work that the fire department does?
Okay, I'll let Mr. Chun expound on what I am. I'm just going to give you a small explanation, and he can expound on it. But fire management, in terms of what we do in protected areas and in forests. There are different methods. In pine forests, part of the fire management is making sure that we actually burn the material on the ground during the cool seasons, which are December, January, February, so that when we do get into the warm season, there's not enough fuel on the ground to cause a huge fire. There probably still will be fires, right? But ideally, you want to burn the fuel on the ground. That is in a pine setting. In broadleaf settings, you don't want to do that because broadleaf fires, you can imagine trying to put a fire out in a forest. You can't get in there with trucks, you can't get in there with equipment. You have
just
to
has
walk
to do
through.
what it's gonna do.
And then we probably then have to cut fire lines. But I'll leave Mr. Chun to explain a bit more on how you manage those fires in forests.
Thank you, John. Yes, as it relates to fire management, I think there's, what we have to understand is really there's fire-prone ecosystems and those ecosystems that are not adapted to fires. For example, the savannas, pine forests, these are ecosystems that are actually, that require fires occasionally. I think the rule of thumb is anywhere between 5 to 6 years. You have to burn these types of ecosystems or introduce fires or have fires pass through these ecosystems so that the forest continues to regenerate and function as it should. In terms of the broadleaf forests, really the species that occur there are not adapted to fires, and as such, when the fire does pass through it, it causes more destruction. It kills more trees. It displaces wildlife. So really, the truth of the matter is, it is really dangerous, as it basically leads to erosion and also affects the quality of the water and also quality of life.
What are we looking at right now in terms of the volumes of fires within protected areas this year?
This year, we haven't really had much fires in protected areas. We've been monitoring the situation over the past few months. Most of the fires we've seen occurs in, like what Mr. Pinello said, in agricultural landscapes, private properties mostly. So we've been, I think, with our partners, been quite, effective in maintaining fires outside. Wherever it occurs, then we try to actually, address it as Mr. Pinello said, first with the NGOs, and then where we see the need or when requested, we actually respond.
How do you collaborate with communities in your effort, or is it solely forest department personnel that deals with the management of these fires?
Normally what we do is we work with our NGO partners. They are the ones that actually have more engagement with communities, and whenever there is a need for us to intervene, we will. I think we had an occasion recently where the San Antonio Village Council was actually experiencing a fire up in the west, and so the fire was threatening the facilities in terms of the water system. So the forest department was called in, I think, through Itzamna Society, and a collaborative effort in terms of villagers, the NGO, the forest department actually went out and addressed the fire and basically take off the threat on the infrastructure itself.
We do trainings during the year. Mr. Chun is in charge of doing that. We train NGOs and we train community members to fight fires. The concept of what you do, fighting the fires, and depending on what areas they are, how you handle it. So during the year, we train them in anticipation that if we do have fires, we have people we can call upon. And this was shown with the San Antonio situation Mr. Chun spoke about. This just happened over the weekend, where the pipes were being threatened, the water pipes were being threatened, and so between the NGO that manages the park, the community, and our department, we had 4 people there. And the 4 people trained them on how to fight the fire. They already had training, but we just give them a little rundown. And then we went out and we supervised the work that they did, and that is actually how it should work.
Yeah.
But you, like I said, you can't expect the department to be out there fighting a fire in a community and everybody sitting down and just watching us fighting.
Yeah, it takes all hands on deck.
Ideally, you want no fires in those types of communities, and until we can get to that point, we have to make sure that we have people we can call upon to fight the fires when they do occur. We have a northern chapter. I don't know what's the how do we call them? There are 3 different units around the country that we train, and then they're the ones who should go out and deal with fires in their area along with us.
Sabrina, before we bring in Miss Sally into the conversation, I just have one more question for you guys at this point. What would you guys say are the primary cause of these fires in these protected areas? One would imagine that these are some secluded areas per se. Is it still human? Is it still as a result of negligence by those who live?
Or natural?
Far less by humans. I won't say it doesn't happen. Sometimes you have hunters or people doing illegal activities in park that will leave a fire, coal or something, and that's where the fire starts. But that's less. It's more natural, where you have lightnings, and then we have fires deep in the forest. Like we have a fire in the Vaca, where nobody is right now.
Of course.
It's deep in the bush, close to the Chiquibola on the border. There's a fire there right now, and we assume that it started by natural causes, lightning. Now along the highways and in the agricultural areas, it's almost always human intervention that causes these fires.
Yeah. I think, you know, I was talking to my colleagues about this week. I experienced being very close to what we call bushfire, and it really dawned on me how quickly a fire can spread to another location just by the ash. And that's something that is so easily able to get out of control. But I want to bring Miss Sally in the conversation because you're here to speak on other ways that a simple fire can affect the environment. And this is something that I think we need to really spend more time talking about, and it's the pollution aspect. Let's touch on that briefly.
All right, so the Department of the Environment, one of our main mandates is pollution control. So whether it's land, air, water, or noise. In the past, Belize hasn't really had any huge challenges with air quality. It was more water quality or pollution of land. But now we're seeing more reports of air quality violations or air quality issues coming more and more. As the population grows and development, expands, then we have more of these issues. And so in our laws, the environmental laws, if you look at it, there's, I would want to say, limited attention or being addressed on air quality. But there is some. So the Department of Environment, we really focus on industrial or commercial activities. So the law speaks more to air quality in relation to industries and commercial. However, our pollution regulations also state that within urban areas, you cannot burn any refuse or any material that will cause a nuisance to any other persons. That's just in urban areas. However, in other areas outside urban, so like rural areas, when there are industries that would want to burn, then they would have to come to the department for permission to do so. So you have different issues that because of the processes that they do, it necessitates burning of something, right? So for example, like there are some agricultural establishments. Yes, example for that. So what we do though, then we would look at certain requirements that they have to put in place. And it's similar to like forest department, they would have to contact fire department as well to notify them, different things that they have to put in place. But in terms of monitoring air quality, the Department of Environment has been doing some programs for a few years now. The first program we implemented was for Belize City. And then we did one for Orange Walk town. And then now we're doing one for Belmopan. So how you monitor air quality, there are two different ways. You have passive and active. Passive means that you have like a substrate or a material. You have a tube where there's a material in there that when the air touches it, it collects whatever contaminants are in the air. Then the active one is where there's a machine that actually sucks the air in, and then it analyzes the contaminants in air. So right now we're doing both types for Belmopan. We do have an equipment that is located right in Belmopan that does the ongoing or the real-time air quality monitoring. And then we also have tubes that we've set up around the Belmopan area to monitor the air quality because of the burning of the sugar cane and reports that we have been having in the past.
Yes. So when you give approvals to these industries, for example, a sugarcane company, to burn their fields, isn't it a given then that the air quality will decrease? And shouldn't communities be alerted ahead of time that, hey, this burning will take place and you may experience some decrease in your air quality?
Yes, so we've spoken to the sugarcane company, and we've set those requirements in place, yes, that they have to notify the community. And also what this year we've done is that the fields that are closest to the community, they will not burn.
Okay.
So then they burn the fields that are further away. And then also you have to look at different parameters like wind direction, because of, you know.
But
so
it shifts from time to time.
Yes, but it's mostly, when they burn, it's the wind direction is already mostly in one direction. But that's why they have to look at all of those weather conditions before they actually burn.
Wow.
Yes.
So what do you do when someone calls and says, hey, there's a lot of smoke in our area? We've seen it happen in Belmopan a couple of years, and it's really bad right now. We have to lock up. I don't know that there's anything you could do to respond because you don't have a machine that could just go in and clean up the air and everything is brand new.
Well, so when we do get those reports, if it's an area that is nearby or within a community, we do an investigation to go see what is the exact source of that smoke. So in instances where we can find that direct source, then we would find out who it is that is causing it, and would speak to the person. If it is something that they have been doing that they're not supposed to be doing, then, you know, they can be fined for that. If it's where the smoke just comes into the area from a further area from some activity that has been happening, then that's when we can't really do anything. But then we do advise people. So if you're being affected by heavy smoke in your area, what we would advise is to stay indoors. If you're somebody who runs or do
exercises
outside, we advise don't do it at that time, because when you're doing exercises, you breathe more, and so you're drawing more air into your body.
Right.
So there are different things you can do to try and protect yourself.
While we are winding down on this segment, do you guys have any final words, things that you'd like to share with the viewers as it relates to the do's and don'ts of fire management in the protected areas?
Well, ultimately, in the protected areas, like I said, there's not as much an issue because it doesn't have much there are no populations around, and we do a good job at it, which is why we don't have much fires in the protected areas. But ultimately, it's a personal responsibility, because at the end of the day, it's your house that's going to be burnt. It's you that's going to be suffering with your asthma and your allergies, because you did not take the responsibility of making sure that when you burn, you only burn what you need to burn. And you can't expect that people will react, or the government has the ability to react to all these fires around the country. Like I said, we try very much, but until we can get to the point where people realize that you don't burn a fire when the wind is blowing really, really hard and it is 102 degrees outside, until we get to that point where they realize that, it will have to be a personal responsibility, and unfortunately, everybody pays for it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out.
Everybody pays for it.
Unfortunately, your fire burning could be the result of someone else losing their own home, and what do you do then?
Yes, and the thing is, it's difficult to prosecute people because you don't know who ultimately started it. The community will say, I think he was burning, but they will not go to court and say, my neighbor was burning, you know, and so you never hear anybody getting charged for burning or lighting fires in the bush. For lighting hoses, yes, arson, right? But when it comes to on the highways, I don't know if you guys drove to Belmopan recently, but there were fires all along the road, right? That you have to put your lights on because you can't even see.
Wow.
Who lit that, right? Those things don't just happen there. Raul and I were coming this morning and we were saying, you know, there are lots of little pyromaniacs in Belize who light these things because they like to see fires. You know, and it's sad, but it's true. Because what other reason would you be lighting a fire along a highway?
I mean, one of the conversations that we were having with the fire department is that a lot of people feel like they can implement their own slash and burn method during the dry season because they think that that's preventative. But I mean, obviously that's illegal in the first place to do that. And it's not always been effective because we've seen how these fires spread completely out of control, where you're talking about the heat, the wind blowing. Just these past few days, we had triple digits in temperatures. So I'm hoping that our viewers were able to get some necessary information from this that they can use for their own areas. Of course, Miss Sally, you mentioned really important information about the pollution aspect and how we can do our part in contacting you guys should there be a concern in a particular community, whether it's by an individual or by a property or industry as well. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation switches into sports, and that's because we'll be talking about match day coming up, Port versus Verdes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
At The Oasis, we believe in the art of celebration. Our exquisite range of wines adds a touch of elegance to every celebration. Elevate your sports night with the finest spirits from The Oasis. Savor the victory with every sip. Love, laughter, and the perfect blend. Whether it's a romantic evening or a casual get-together, our spirits set the mood. The Oasis is your destination for all occasions. Visit us today and discover a world of taste, quality, and elegance. The Oasis, where every bottle tells a story.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México, ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out. And we are back. This is our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about football. We're talking about the Premier League, and we have in studio with us, well, outside with us. I'm so used to the studio. We're actually escaping the studio.
We
this
have
morning.
them on the escape with
Right.
us.
We have Mr. Leighton St. Clair as a manager of Port, as well as Mr. Gabriel Taylor, who is a marketing manager of the team. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to OIE Escapes.
Yeah, it's good to have you all on the outside this morning. Now, I understand that you guys are in the playoffs at this point. Yes. You've made it past the regular season. You've done what you had to do in the regular season for the team, for the fans, for the community.
Yes.
First of all, let's talk about the experience this regular season and what those games have been like, what the turnout and the support of the fans have been like for the regular season.
Sure. Port Loyola has been achieving many great things right now for our community, for our city, and for the PLB. This is our 4th season.
Yes.
We have climbed the ladder, and we are so consistent that our first season we didn't make the playoff. Our second season we went to the semifinals. Our third season we went to the finals and lost, and now we're here in the finals again.
And I imagine you're set to win now because
the trend is showing that we are capable of winning it. It's very difficult in the Premier League of Belize. It's very competitive. We have some other fantastic teams that are very, very challenging. The whole journey has been awesome. The players buy into what the concept of the organization is,
right?
And we're striving.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Taylor, if I could bring you in real quick to tell us a bit about what would you say has been one of the main factors that has led the team to progress from where it was 4 years ago to where it is right now? Is it the players? Is it the management? Is it a combination of all?
I think it's a holistic approach. It stems from the players and management, but the fans as well. The support has been unwavering. I mean, we've been doing this for the past 4 seasons, like we said, and we've gradually gotten to this point through the support of our fans. I mean, the fan base has been growing. The community support has been growing. There's a lot of great takeaways from what we've been doing. I mean, we have kids aspiring to actually get to that level in football as well. A bunch of kids coming up to us, hey, we want to play for Port. You know, it's a lot of good coming out of it.
What I like about this team, Sabrina, is you guys are the only Belize City team?
Yes.
Right. Apart from being the only Belize City team, the community that you represent,
Yes.
you have it big on your banners, on your shirts. Port Loyola, Southside Belize City, and you're performing at such a great level. Mr. St. Clair speaks to what it means to have the Port Loyola community on your back and representing this community, but also to represent the entire Belize City along with that.
It's very honored. I'm honored to represent the Port Loyola community. I am from the Port Loyola community, so I could say a successful factor from coming out of the Port Loyola community. I feel proud for my community. I know we have some negative aspects of it. So we're the bright light in our community. The parents, the fans, the residents, the small business places, they come out and they represent and support us in our venture. So it's very honorable to represent the community and the city on a whole. We have a very vibrant city base, football city base. Football in the Belize city is and to have a city team that represents the city, it's very awesome.
At such a high level
At
as
a
well,
high level.
having all this
It hasn't been
success.
for a while that the city team had a successful football club.
I want to take a step back really quickly though and look at this actual competition, the sport of football being played by different communities. What was the purpose behind this competition in the first place?
Well, football is big in the country on a whole, and specifically in the city. Well, I've been around football for a while. We had grassroots, we have youth competition, we have first division competition, but to get a spot in the PLB,
it's different.
It's different. It's the top league in the Belize, in the country, and it was difficult to get it. Not any organization or any entity can get a spot in there. And when we obtained that spot, we wanted to come and show our city fans that we belong here. We belong against the Verdes, we belong with the Altitude, the Bandits, the Wagia, the Progreso, the San Pedro Pirates. Those are big clubs, and Port Loyola is showing that we belong right up there with them.
What has been the highlight of this season so far, aside from being now so close to that win?
Well, the highlight for this season is the point of growth. We actually have a fostering program. We have football clubs at 3 different levels. We actually have a Mondolita team which fosters the youth to a first division team that goes for guys within that bracket of the first division caliber. Then we go up to the semi-pro league. So we actually have a program that fosters youth to actually get to that semi-pro level eventually.
What's the name, and do they all fall under
all
Port?
are under Port Loyola.
Okay, so you have the Mundialita, Port Loyola, you have the first division
as well as the semi-pro club.
Wow, so you are fostering the entire thing for
the
all
entire
levels.
culture from youth level up to a semi-pro level.
Now, I know we don't have all the players here, but for those who may not be familiar with the team, talk a bit about the makeup of the team, if you would, Mr. Taylor. Give us some details in terms of who these players are, a bit of where they're from, so for fans.
All right, so not because the team hails from Port Loyola means that we have players that are exclusively from the area. We actually have a bunch of players. We have the national team goalkeeper, Charles Tillett, which hails from Orange Walk. We have Latrell Middleton. He hails from Dangriga, which is actually the leading goal scorer in this year's competition. As well as a couple players from the area, Gilroy, Brother Turton, which we all know is a household name in football. We have a couple other guys, Jesse August that hails from Cayo, Trimel Gillett, he hails from Orange Walk as well. We have a whole host of people actually coming together to make this a success.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to get you into trouble by starting to call names, because I know when you start calling names, everybody will hear their name. So where are we in this year's tournament specifically? Are we in the finals? So this is it against you guys and Verdes?
We placed 3rd in the regular season. Verdes came in 1st, Altitude 2nd, Altitude 2nd, Port 3rd, and Benke 4th. Our first semi-final match was against Altitude, who were the defending champions. And we had a leg 1 and leg 2 competition, and we prevailed.
You knocked them out?
We knocked them out. So we beat the defending champs. So now we're advanced to the finals against Verdes, who won over Benke. So now we're in the final stretch of the PLB season. It's a 2-legged session that we play home first, and we travel to Cayo next week Sunday to play against Verdes. So we're in the big dance, and hopefully this year we get to dance.
And this is what will determine who's the champion.
Who's the champion, who's be raising the trophy, who will also be traveling to CONCACAF.
Wow.
So
I want to touch really quickly before you ask Paul, but what will this win mean to Port Loyola?
I think it'll be bigger for the city and the fan base. We haven't had a champion for years. Culture Yabra, what's the next team?
I think Culture Yabra was the last champion, and then there was probably City Boys. but it's been a minute since the city actually raised that trophy, and it gives us a sense of community as well because of the the story behind it, the storyline. We've been here for 4 seasons. We've eventually walked up that ladder, and now that we're actually here, it's really just to get the job done.
Yeah.
So when is the game?
The game is Sunday, 4 p.m. at the Maran Jones Stadium.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Sunday, 4 p.m. at Maran Jones Stadium. Now, I kind of asked this question earlier, but I'll put it in another way. Like, what is happening behind the scenes during the off season when you've realized that you've reached this close, but you haven't made it to kind of bring back a stronger team? Because to go from not making it to being where you are in 4 years, that's an incredible feat. How strategic is your approach?
Well, basically, after losing last year championship against Altitude on our home field too, so that was hurt. That was heartbreaking. We over the off season, the owners, the coaching staff, and the managers, and we came together and we did a lot of scouting. We saw what we were short of, and we added pieces. We added some new players, some young players, some players for a different position. So we had set up ourselves to be in this position. We didn't have a strong bench, for example, like what you're asking, and we needed that. We needed to have players on the bench that would, whenever the game gets close and the game gets longer, and we need some substitutions to come in, we need players that can play at that same level. And this season shows that we had gotten the right pieces and show that we can play at 90 and having substitution that comes in and be effective. So it's the off-season work of scouting and putting the pieces that we were short of to help us be where we are today.
So what's the preparations looking like leading up to Sunday?
Oh, very exciting. The players feel the energy, the momentum every day.
They're so close.
Yes, we're there and so close. So the attendance is very high. The workout sessions are very intense. They are listening. They are ready. They're game ready at this moment.
Yeah.
So if the game is tomorrow, our
They're
players
ready.
are ready for tomorrow.
So, Mr. Taylor, you play as well?
No, I just actually deal with the marketing aspect of it. I actually play basketball.
You do play basketball?
Yeah, I play for the San Pedro Tiger Sharks, which
that is it.
Also is playoff bound.
Yes, yes. Not talking about San Pedro Tiger Sharks yet, though, but yes, I know I see you in the sporting arena, but you're in basketball. So, based on your experiences with football, though, and being a part of, well, let me ask you, why is it that you decided to join up with Port?
Well, I actually hail from the Port Loyola community as well, so it gives me a sense of pride and a sense of community to actually have these feats achieved. Then, to go with the grassroots, to actually see kids in neighborhood having something to look forward to. I mean, the kids, they don't have much going on in the community, so, you give them a sense of purpose and a sense of pride to say, well, look, I know this guy from the semi-pro football club. I want to be like Mr. Turton. I want to be like Yellow Guinea. They have people they can look up to. Give them a hero. Give them something to look forward to.
These guys are your peers as well on this team, I would imagine. How have you seen this league and this team impact their life for the better?
Right. It has impacted them for the better. It gives them a purpose as well. It gives them something to do. It gives them a sense of direction, so to speak. I've seen a complete 360 in majority of the guys, and I really want to commend them for that.
Yeah, and we want to commend you guys for not only establishing this team, having the dream and having the vision, but executing, believing, and now actually getting here a second time, right?
Yes.
In a row.
In a row.
I mean, it's only right. It's only right that you guys win the championship this year, and I think that's what fans expect from you all.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, any final words before we wrap up this segment?
Well, first I would like to say big up to the owners, Alex Underwood and Aisha Young. I like to big up the sponsors. I think Gabriel could touch on the sponsors for us.
All right, we have the Honorable Anthony Mahler, we have the Honorable Gilroy Usher, we have Gilroy Usher Jr., we have Kishan Pawn Shop, Foca Soap Water. We actually have Life Skills Multipurpose, Club Bizzo, C&J auto detailing. If I'm leaving out anyone, don't be.
We have Tiger Sharks, we have Wiley, Justin Snaps, and Garcia Motors.
Right.
Yes.
Wonderful.
All right.
Well, gentlemen, good luck. I know that everyone are holding on to this great possibility of winning this game, and I wish you guys all the best. I know that my colleague Paul will more than likely be right there in the crowd.
Yeah.
Well, we actually want to expect both of you guys because we have 2 tickets here for you guys to join the game.
Well, it looks like I want to learn football today.
There you go. All right. So where do you get tickets? That's the question we didn't ask. And what's the price?
The price for the tickets are $20 in advance, pre-sold, and $25 at the gate. You can contact us on our Facebook page, and we have numbers that you can reach there. We have tickets outlets, Bird's Eye, we have
Club
Bizzo, Chef Ainsley. You know, they are our ticket agents, so you could also tap into our Facebook page and see the spots that you can get tickets from.
Huge game, guys. Huge game, and even more exciting because we're going to be there on Sunday as well.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We wish you all the best, and we'll see you there cheering you guys on.
Thank you very much for having us.
Wonderful.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by the folks from Blank Canvas to give you some more Mother's Day ideas. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
My name is Leomar Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Billiards Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Billiards Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Billiards Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Billiards Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years,
Smart has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making Smart a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the Smart family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back. We're jumping into our third conversation this morning. And as we mentioned, this one's for you guys still trying to figure out what to get mom for Mother's Day. Well, we have here with us Yancy Young, and she's the owner of Blank Canvas, set to give you guys some perfect ideas, gift ideas for your mom. Good morning, Yancy, and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We love what we're seeing here, and it's absolutely so unique. We're seeing photos, we're seeing puzzles with photos, bottles, cups. There's so many options here from Blank Canvas. Let's talk about your business.
So I am the founder of Blank Canvas. We're based in Belmopan, but we ship countrywide, and we specialize in a host of different things.
Clearly. So we have here on display just some of the ideas that you are sharing with our viewers of what they can purchase for their mom this Mother's Day. Talk to us about what we have on display.
Well, I wanted to create something for everyone. So we have our glass frames, we have our stone slates. These we can also, we can do pictures of families, and you can also put a quote on it for mom, tell her how much you love her. Glass frames to keep memorable moments. I call these our memory slates. So you can cherish your memories. We also have fun activities like puzzles.
I've never seen that one. That one's unique. I love that one.
Boxes with different stuff for moms. I even have this little package that I call our Hot Mom gift bag. It comes with a mini wine, a glass can.
In my mom era.
Yes.
There you go, keeping it with the trend.
Now, I mean, this is just some of the items that you're promoting for Mother's Day, but let's take things back a bit and talk about the launch of your business. How long has Blank Canvas been around?
Blank Canvas has been around for a while, probably about 6 or 7 years. I started it as a UB student trying to make some extra cash, and now I do it full time.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm really intrigued by these ones, the glass, and then this is what do you call this? It's stone?
A slate.
Stone.
Slate. So you make all of these?
I do.
Really? So what's the process?
It's a process called sublimation. So we print the image and then we apply it to the glass or the stone with heat.
So what's the? Some people want to know like how durable it is and how long will it last, and if this is one of those things where mommy could put in the home and of course in a safe area, and it won't fade, and that it will last a long time.
They won't fade. They will break if they fall because they're glass.
Keep the kids away.
Yes, definitely, but they're definitely durable, and I would say it would last you a lifetime. And what I like about our glass stands is that, you know, with traditional photo frames, it tends to, when you decide to change the frame, sometimes the picture tears when you remove it, but these last forever, and you don't have to worry about ruining your photo.
Or removing the photo.
Yeah, or
where do the ideas come from for the different ways that you would print? For instance, we're looking at a slate, which is very unique, but you also have puzzle pieces that you can put together. It's a fun activity, but it forms the picture of it's a custom family picture.
Yes.
Where'd the ideas come from?
The idea came from, I call these our mommy and me slate. So ideally, I designed it for a child, giving it to mom. So it's a fun activity to do with mom, you know, like special occasion. Usually I have it for Christmas, for Mother's Day, Father's Day, you know, just like a family activity.
For this little bag here, can I request a specific type of wine that I may like, or a bottle?
For right now, I only have 4 different flavors.
What are they?
I have, I don't know the names. I know them by
no.
color.
That's okay.
I have yellow, purple, and blue.
Okay, so you could choose by color.
Yes.
And then here you have this
A puzzle.
No, this one.
Oh, sorry.
This is it's a cup.
Yeah,
It's a glass cup.
Yeah, it's our frosted glass cans. And with these glass cans, well, any of our products, we can customize it however you'd like.
So this is a blank canvas. Oh, yes, there you go. Wife, mother, coffee, lover.
Oh, that's so perfect, Paul. That is so awesome.
Yeah. I like the combination of the
Yes,
words.
and I love the color palette too.
So you could put anything you want on
Yes,
this. Can
I can
put a
put
picture?
Yes, pictures, quotes.
Wow. I love this idea.
I love it too, and I love the
This is
glass.
one of my favorites so far, apart from these. This one.
Now you also have a surprise box there, and I'm not sure if we're privy to open it, but what exactly would you package inside the boxes?
You can open it if you'd like.
Let me see if I can reach for it here without breaking anything, and then you can open it.
All right. I could open it?
Yes, you can.
Ooh, is there a surprise inside?
Okay.
So this box I actually designed for my cousin. Her kids call me Tia, so I created this box for you to open.
This is
her name.
This is her name.
Yeah, her
all
name
right.
in gold. And then when you open it,
Oh, that's so beautiful.
yeah, it says thank you for creating my favorite little humans. And then it has a custom jewelry box with her initials. And this cup that I think she'll like, it says a little bit stressed, but always doing my best.
Well, this would be me if I was a mom. Guys, look at this. This is so funny. I love it.
I love this as well.
Oh my gosh.
Do you oftentimes put your own creative ideas and twists and spins to your products, and what is that creative process like for you?
I think about gifts that I would like to give my family. So for example, this one is for my cousin. Then I have gifts for my grandmother, my aunt.
So you're just really displaying all the gifts that you have lined up for the moms with their family.
Nice.
I love it though, but I just want to take give a little bit of love to this custom picture frame, because usually that's what we would be used to. You know, we would print a picture for our mom or our dads, and you try to frame it. But I'm loving that this is a unique take on it, because one, it's transparent. There's a picture there.
And the words.
Yeah, there's words with it too, so that's very unique.
So this is something that you can order as well. How do you get the picture? Do they send the pictures to you? And does it have to be a certain quality? How does that work?
Normally I would request a high resolution file, but you know, some people, their most treasured photos are the old ones.
Oh, the old ones.
Yeah, like, you know,
yeah,
they're ones with a grandma that has passed or a sibling that has passed. So I also do those, and everything is completely customized. Everything is a blank canvas, so however you like it, we can customize with whatever picture, whatever quote, to make it really special for mom.
How has your business grown in the 6 years since you have started as a class project?
It has grown tremendously, and especially with the rate, because we do mostly everything online. So with the way that social media is lately, it has just spanned all over Belize. I get orders from Curacao all the way to Toledo.
Imagine. For me, while I am really excited about all of these, the star of the show for me is our puzzle.
Yeah, I love
think
it.
it's super creative to have a puzzle, give mom a puzzle that everyone in the family can work on as well, and then to frame it perhaps. So how does ordering the puzzle work? And you make these yourself, right?
Yes, I make everything myself. Ordering is pretty easy. You can either message me on Instagram or on Facebook, and you can also order via our website. So I have a website with all our products, and you can go in and put in your information, select just the way you would Amazon. You can order from our website.
You know, I think when you spoke about the puzzle, Paul, it brought me to a conversation that we were having on the show yesterday, where a lot of times we think about gifting that special person something tangible, but oftentimes they just want our time.
Yeah.
They want our presence. And something like this is not only a tangible gift, but you can do this together. You can actually form the picture of your loved one or your entire family together. And that activity on its own is a gift as well, I think.
Do you have prices on your website?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so what can you give us perhaps the price of a puzzle or perhaps the price of one of these?
Or do you do bigger puzzles too?
No, I only have two types of puzzles at the moment. I have heart ones and rectangle ones, and they're both the same price. They're $25.
Oh, wow. That's
and
really
then
good.
our stone slates are $50.
Wow.
For a lifetime memory, like for something like this, that's incredible.
Absolutely.
Now, do you work from outside your home?
No, I work from home.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, that's what I mean. You work from inside your home.
Yes, we are completely online. Ooh, the breeze is very strong today.
We're outside. We're outside. We're escaping. We don't want the products to escape. I got it. Yeah.
Alrighty.
So you work from inside your home?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
I have my own little studio that I go in, and I have my whole setup with everything that I need to create these gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, with 6 years experience now as an entrepreneur, what would you say is your message to other persons thinking about starting something like this or taking on this journey of entrepreneurship?
I'd definitely say do it. I love being my own boss. I love that I own my own time. My mom lives in Corozal, and I can travel to her Wednesday if I'm missing her too much. So definitely do it. It's a lot of hard work, sleepless nights, wrestling with the algorithm on Instagram and Facebook, but it's definitely worth it.
And this is your daughter?
No, that's my goddaughter.
Oh, that's your goddaughter.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So remind us again of some of the items that our viewers can purchase for their mothers from Blank Canvas.
So we have 40-ounce tumblers, 20-ounce tumblers, our array of different frames. We have our Hot Mom gift bag, our glass cans, puzzles, and even our boxes.
And if we would like to order, how soon do we need to make that order?
Yesterday. Because Mother's Day.
So is it too late?
No, I still have space for a couple more orders.
Okay. And what is the ordering process like? Do you need to deposit a certain amount before your order is made? How does that work?
Since they're all custom orders, we require a deposit of 50% of the order total for us to get started. And once it's finished, we ask that the balance be cleared before we ship.
So can they call you, or should they go directly to the website?
They can go to the website, they can go to Instagram or Facebook.
And they will find you at Blank Canvas.
Blank Canvas.
Blank Canvas, sorry.
Yes, Blank Canvas BZ on Instagram and Facebook.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Yancy. This is so beautiful, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about Belize Billiards Sporting League. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
My name is Leah Mangar, and I am currently the Administrative Assistant at Yasche Conservation Trust here in beautiful Punta Gorda. I received the Social Security Board Scholarship in the year of 2021. After I was told that I was a successful recipient of this scholarship, I was very grateful. This scholarship has assisted me in various ways. Firstly, it relieved me of financial constraints. So that was the main obstacle that was keeping me back. But receiving this scholarship allowed me to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed to attain the job that I currently have. I would just encourage you all to apply to the scholarship, and the process is very, very easy. You will find a link and it will direct you to everything that you need in order to submit your application. And once you submit it, pray and just hope for the best, because you just will never know if you can get it.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Our final segment for this morning, and it's all about Belize Billiards Sporting League.
Yes.
If you don't know what the billiards, you're going to learn this morning. And we have in studio with us none other than the president himself, Mr. Earl Clear, as well as a player that's going to represent Belize, Mr. Nain Rosado.
Good morning, gentlemen. And welcome.
Good morning.
All right, so I think this is the first time we're having a discussion about billiards on Open Your Eyes. And so I think this is a testament to the work that you all are doing, the resources and investments you're putting behind this league, but also to how far you've come. Mr. President?
Yes, definitely it won't be the last.
Yeah.
What happened, the Belize Billiards Sporting League recently was established in 2023. We registered with the CPB, that is the Confederation of Pan American Billiards. That is the organization that govern billiards throughout Latin America. Before, Belize wasn't partaking in any international competitions because we weren't registered. So it's a new venture we're pushing to.
This is the first year.
This will be year 2.
Year 2, yes, correct.
It's from 2023.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So last year we had an open invitation to Nicaragua, which was the host country for the Pan American Games. And this year we are actually doing some qualifying matches to take out some of our best players to go to Argentina.
Oh, wow.
Next year, we are hoping that we could get everything grounded and would be able to host the Pan American Games for Billiards, which would be a very interesting thing for Belize, especially from a tourism aspect as well.
Yeah.
Because when we went to Nicaragua, everybody was asking, Belize, where is Belize?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
And that brings me to my question. Do we have a big pool playing community here?
Oh yes,
Huge.
oh yes, oh yes. Every district, every town, we have pool players. I think it's registered about 900 pool players.
Wow.
Registered.
Yeah, well, there's the Belize Billiards Federation, and there's a league. Our league is responsible for taking out players to the Pan American Games, and the federation usually do tournaments, the Belikin tournaments. Currently, they are doing the Belikin tournaments every year. That is from May to, I think, August.
Yeah. So the federation is basically the umbrella organization, and then there's leagues and tournaments under the federation. Now, when it comes to billiards, by the way, did you bring any sort of like tools or equipment for us?
Yeah, I bought my.
All right, so sorry, somebody's going to bring it on set for us, so you could get an idea. But when I think about billiards, or what we call pool, right? I think about going out on a Friday night or a Saturday at a sports bar, perhaps I shoot some pool with the boys.
That is exactly the concept that we need to change.
Okay, we need to change.
Yes, because billiards, pool is a professional sport. Only here in Belize, we take it as a bar sport.
And that's why I asked, is there a big community? Because I know it has that.
We're expecting it to get even bigger because through our league, we are not pushing it as any bar thing. It's a professional sport whereby for the qualifiers right now that we're having, drinking is like you might take one or two, but we're very strict with that.
That's stunning to me.
You know,
because I think when I see you play pool or billiards, at least casually, but that's casual. You take your drinks as you take a shot. As you shoot
because
the ball,
then you need to be focused.
That's it.
You know, you need to be focused, especially from a professional standpoint, that you need to excel and go, especially to represent your country. You want the best. You want to groom them to be professionals. So we're not really entertaining that angle of that bar.
I love that though.
Where does the term billiards come from?
That's interesting. That's from I think it was like from 1857. I think it was.
Yeah.
The first.
And it's associated with pool.
Yeah. Billiards. It's billiards, pool, snooker. So all of that fall under billiards.
Okay. Yeah, Bill is the guy that started it all.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Mr. Rosado, over to you. Let's talk a bit about how you started. Like when did you realize that this is something you actually wanted to take seriously?
Okay, I started playing pool about the age of 12 years. I immediately fell in love with the game. Yeah, and one of the mindset that we're trying to change is instead of taking pool as a pastime game, making it into an actual sport here in Belize.
So you started at 12. Where did you start?
I had my own table. I was fortunate to have my own table, so I played at home.
Where are you from?
Orange Walk.
You're from Orange Walk.
Yeah.
Did you play casually with friends as well, like go out and play with friends?
Yeah, that's how we started.
Oh wow!
And how was your level of competitiveness and skills versus your friends?
Yeah, from the beginning I noticed I had something different from my friends. I was able to see the game in a different manner, and
is that a huge part of it, being able to see the game?
Yeah, have a vision.
So map it out for me, because I've played pool online on the app. Not the same thing. But what's the strategy that's involved? How do you go about deciding what ball to put in?
Yeah, you have to lay out it's like almost like playing checkers.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to
know your moves.
Envision the future, what you will do for the other shot. So it's a thinking game.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a mental game, because
for me it's only what I know I could get in.
Yeah. No, but the way you explained is like the shot I'm taking now is for the future.
Exactly.
So you take a shot, and you're able to control the cue ball, what we call ration. You take the shot, move the cue ball over to take the other shot, move it over to the other one. You know, so you map it out visually in your head, and then you know, all right, I will go this way, that way, until you throw the ball.
So you have some items here.
Stick in front of you. Like, it's beautiful.
What are these?
This is what we call the cue stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why it was so short, but I didn't realize that it actually connects.
2-piece. It connects.
Are all of the cue sticks like that?
Most of the cue sticks, no. We're getting more advanced with the sport, that they are using carbon fiber shafts and so. Back in the days, you just go to the bar and it will be one long.
Yeah, that's what I know it to be. Is this heavy? Can I feel it?
Yeah. They have
this
different
isn't heavy
weight.
at all.
They have different weight.
The ones that I remember holding are.
So what material is this?
This is oak.
Oak.
Yeah. This one is a Q-Tech. This is my personal one.
So what I remember when I tried to play pool once was that there's a thing that you put at the tip there.
That's it. Chalk.
What's that?
This is the chalk. This is to reduce slippage.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just chalk the tip and have the king ball there. Without that, it will tend to slip off the ball.
Okay.
And
then
the Michael Jackson gloves. It's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, because
you have to
again in the past they use powder on our hands.
Okay.
And then the table get messy, you get messy. So now we just put on the gloves and it allows the cue stick to.
Listen, if I go out to play,
that looks so official.
If I go play like just regular pool and I see somebody with that glove on
I don't think they win.
I like, all right, just you win.
You win.
Okay. Anytime I go and play, I always hide this because if I take it out,
people
they don't want to.
They don't want to play you.
Really?
They know that you are don't want to play you.
So why? Because they know then that you're a professional.
Well, automatically I go into their heads that he's a professional.
Yeah.
So I'm still working. He is a pro. We call him the champ.
Is he?
Really?
He's one of the best player in the country.
Really?
Hands down.
So Mr. Rosado, back to you. Tell us a bit about what some of the tournaments or games you've won.
Yeah, I've won a lot of tournaments locally here in Belize. Maybe, in fact, most of the tournaments.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. What do you attribute to your skills? Like, what would you say make you who you are or what you are in this sport?
It's a whole mindset. Like I said, we have to take pool like actual sport. You know, we have to sleep good, eat good, do physical workout. You know, train on the pool table daily.
So how often are you at a pool table?
Right now I have my pool table, so I play about 3 hours every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is apart from your daily life.
Yeah. You have to, if you want to be good, you have to, even though we work in the day, you still have to put in the time.
Yeah.
And is this something that you wanted to compete professionally, or did you just enjoy it and you found yourself being one of the best and actually competing?
It's a little bit of both, you know. As anybody that plays any type of sports, one of your main goals is to represent your country.
Yeah.
And that is the motivation for us. No?
So tell us
the Billiards League. What we are doing is not only pushing for the guys to go internationally, but we are mandated by CPB to also promote the sport to the youths, male and female. This year we are taking 3 youths with us to partake in the youth category. We hopefully next year we could take female players with us. But what we're trying to do is to, I will call out the sports council that I would like to meet and discuss further with them on using auditoriums so that we do summer camps for the kids and bring in coaches to teach them the sport the proper way, because you know, Belizeans take it as it's a bar thing, and that's what we're trying to get out of minds.
I appreciate that.
You know, that it's a truly professional sport, and right now they are like, for example, this Q-Tech is the brand. They are sponsors. They are corporate sponsors. They have Kamui, you have Predator, you know. So we're hoping and pushing that pretty soon one of those big sponsors could take on one of our players and allow them to go and travel more internationally to represent the country as well. No?
What does an annual calendar look like for the league?
For the league, every month we have tournaments. Currently we're setting it for every month. in July, we would start more of the female tournaments as well. Because there are a lot of female players, we hope to get more. Again, the reason why you don't have much females and much youths because that bar
Yeah.
stuff.
There's a stigma.
Yeah, it's a mentality
But
that-
more establishment are moving away from just the bar thing to having restaurant and bar and a complete open era where you could
Just go and play.
pool.
So every month you have tournaments.
Every month we're having tournaments. And after school is out, I'm pushing to have summer camps for the kids.
Summer camps.
I started that already in Dangriga. Then COVID come, throw that off. But we need to pick it up, and I need some assistance from the other pool players down there now to have it in every district, so that come 2 years from now we could have full-fledged youth tournaments as well.
So you're currently stationed, you live in Dangriga?
Yes, I live in Dangriga.
So for our viewers who live out district, it would be a little bit challenging for them to reach out to you and join a camp or a workshop?
No, we have our website up, bbsl.bz. We have our contact info up there. We have the executive members are spread around the country, here in Belize City, Orinjoa, Corzal. We have representation throughout the country.
In the league, are there teams that represents different communities, or it's individuals?
Individuals. Our league is mostly individual tournaments because each player get ratings, and the rating is sent to CPB, which allows you to be rated throughout Latin America as well. After the tournament we had in Nicaragua, one of our players, Luis Valdez, he was supposed to be here, but he ranked 21 in Latin America for 8 ball.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a major accomplishment, and we are hoping this year with the champion and Luis again, because they are putting in that extra workout, that Belize could actually take on one of the first, second. Whosoever come in first or second automatically goes to the World Pool competition. That is where all nations compete.
So these guys ranked from the monthly tournaments.
Yeah, we're starting our ranking system because in Belize it wasn't done. We're having a complete structure to the sport now.
Yeah.
So we've started that recently, gathered the data and compile that, so we'll have ranking for players.
What do they get ranked for? Wins or plays in the game?
Plays, wins. Currently, we're not taking it down to details. If I could take details when it comes to amount of shot percentages, fouls, and cutting, defense. But we haven't reached that point as yet. But for now, it's just amount of games that we're taking in, wins they are getting.
And what are the different types of games that you can play in billiards? If you could mention a few.
Yeah, in Belize we have 3. We have to do 3 of them. 8 ball.
What's the 8 ball?
The 8 ball is the triangle.
Is that the
with
common one?
Yes.
That's what I play on
the game.
Used to.
Yeah. The 8 at the middle, and that is the last ball that you send.
You send in, yeah.
And the 9 ball is the diamond shape.
You have a 9 ball?
Yeah. The rock shape like a diamond with the 9 in the middle.
9.
Yeah, only 9 balls.
Only
You
9
shoot in
balls.
order.
You shoot from 1, 2, 3, 4 until the 9. But if you would knock in the 9, what we call carom, hit your 1 ball and it touches 9 and it fouls, you win the game.
Count as a win. Yeah.
Then there's the 10 ball. It's like a smaller triangle with a 10 in the middle. Now that one is a cross between the 9 and the 8 ball. You have to call the pocket that you're going to shoot the ball in, and the 10 has to be the last one.
Yeah.
Which one would you say is the most challenging for you, Naim?
It will be between the 8 ball and the 10 ball.
The one that you would call the pocket, I would imagine would be the most challenging, because you not only have to strategize your play in the future, but you have to make sure that you actually get it in the pocket that you intended.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's do you guys like measure or count or keep record of, I don't know, streaks in a game itself? And I call it streaks, there may be another term for it, whereby you are going back to back in making shots, and you're probably not giving the other player a turn because you're making shots after shot.
You're winning.
You're winning.
So this weekend we're having one of the qualifiers tournament here at GNS School Spot on Young Street. If the audience would like to understand more or less what we're actually doing, they could come out and see the games. That's the same kind of setup this streak. We put them in brackets and they compete amongst each other. the winners stay on the table. So as long as you're winning, you stay on the table, you rack up your points, you advance.
Wow. What's the most amount of shots you've made consecutively in one game? Have you ever gone through a game where your opponent got no shots?
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Wow.
Where you break and run. Yeah, in Belize you call it capote, but it's basically a break and run.
Break
where
and
you
run.
break and you finish it.
Right straight.
Yeah.
You've had that experience?
Yeah,
that's
well, he's good then. He's good.
Yeah.
So Naeem, again, you are set to represent Belize for billiards. Talk to us about what we can expect about your performance. How have you been preparing yourself?
Well, for this out there, the international games, there are a lot of good players. So we have to train very hard in order to keep the level high and to match up with these players. No? So it's a lot of dedication for this next 2 months, a lot of practice.
And when are you leaving?
We're expected to leave the 21st of June. The tournament is the 23rd of June to the 6th of July.
Right.
Okay.
Where?
In Argentina.
Argentina.
That's the same country that we have a basketball team going there to play a regional tournament as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We like the support of the brother community, the business sector.
Let's talk a bit about
that's
needed.
Yeah, we're not. The league is not geared around charging players. You know, we are doing this literally for the love of the sport. We need to do something to advance the sport in Belize, so we took on that challenge, and we're seeking sponsorship from companies and so forth. So.
Yeah.
To see this go through, no? Eventually we would reach a point that we could actually manage the entire thing, but for now.
What's needed when it comes to sponsorship?
In our case right now, it's some finance to take the players out, because we are responsible to take out all the players.
How many players?
We're taking 4 players from the male category, and we're taking 3 players from the youth category.
So 7 players in total.
Yeah.
And a trip to Argentina is a little bit more on the pricier side.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, but we have committed to CPB, so whenever they call the tournament, we have to represent.
Do you have any sponsors as yet?
Currently, we have sponsors that took us on from last year. Dangriga Land Developers, thanks to Salmarin. We have GNS Cool Spot. We have TMJ's Funhouse in Corozal. We have Abaisene Cool Spot. Thanks to Tim Agas as well, Stone Crab. He was one of the guys who actually kept billiards alive in Dangriga.
Really?
Because it was going down. And he took that up.
Kept it alive by sponsorship?
No, he had
by hosting
tournaments at Stone Crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had pool tables there. I hope he do the same for the new Stone Crab, you know?
Yes. I believe so, man.
Tim, if you're watching, you hear the request, right?
Put in that pool table, Tim.
Yeah, great.
Well, gentlemen, let's use this opportunity to remind our viewers again about the competition that's set to take place. Of course, if there's anyone that's interested in joining the team or joining the movement of playing the sport, how can they do so?
They can go on our website. They can find us on Facebook, Belize Billiards Sporting League, send our request, send a message, and we will openly give you full contact information, schedules, assist with whatever needed to get into the sport.
And for sponsorship as well, what exactly do you guys need?
My number is 615-6113. We need the financial assistance definitely to keep the guys out there for that extended period of time. No? So
wonderful.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we're excited for you. All the best, and we hope that we can have you guys here back talking about that win.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I can't forget the Flores family.
Yes.
One of our sponsors as well.
From where?
From Dangriga originally.
Great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by again. Paul, this has been such a great morning talking with our different guests and learning about what they have going on. Of course, we started things off with talking about forest fires and how it affects on a larger scale. We oftentimes just talk about the fire itself, but this morning we also touched on protected areas where forest fires also take place and how the community and different organizations can get involved. We also touched on pollution as well and how that affects a general public space as well as it relates to fires.
And then, of course, we're inviting people to come out on
Sunday.
for the
Port versus Verdes.
PLB game. That's going to be a huge one.
This is the finals, right?
This is the finals,
So
the two
I
legs
think
of
it should
the
bring out a
finals.
crowd.
This is the first leg, so that should bring out a crowd.
And of course, we spoke about some other Mother's Day gift ideas with blank canvas. I loved everything that I saw on that table. I particularly loved the puzzle piece. These are just some of the amazing gifts that you can choose from for your options for Mother's Day. She did mention, Yancy did mention that if you wanted to purchase, you would have had to do it probably yesterday, but she still has some space, so I'd urge you to reach out to her right now. What are you doing? Call her now.
And then, of course, finally, our friends over from the Belize Billiards Sporting League, talking about all that they have going on, upcoming trip in Argentina, the need for Belizeans to jump behind this movement.
Absolutely.
And give the support that's necessary. Because what we're seeing with these conversations with sports is that it's really changing lives, and that everybody is trying to reach out to the youths, to groom the youths and impact them in ways that other things outside of sporting disciplines may not be able to do. And so definitely huge kudos to this sporting league, the Billiards Sporting League, for taking on this just for the love and passion of this discipline.
Absolutely. Well, that does it for our show. We want to say thank you again to all of our guests who stopped by, but a special thank you to you guys, our viewers, for tuning in with us. It is May 9th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind-the-scenes content at OYE Belize. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow for our Mother's Day special as you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Thursday.